So the Forest Carbon Partnership Facility is really the World Bank's plan to implement a plan being developed within the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which has been termed reducing emissions from deforestation and degradation, sometimes added on, in developing countries, because this is only meant to be a market mechanism that you can buy from developing countries. And so this has been sort of brought up within the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change as another market mechanism, or not necessarily a market mechanism, but as a way to start solving climate change by stopping deforestation. And so in that sense, we all know that deforestation has to end, and that's one of the biggest contributions to climate change. But some of the ways that they've been discussing this, and the big plan of the World Bank has been to initiate this through this very specific market plan, which they will generate lots of carbon credits for, and that is the basic element of the plan that they've been going through. And the way they do this is by trying to give money to countries or corporations. It's not really clear exactly how all the money and all the funding will go out right now, to anybody who can show that they've got plans and they've got things in place that will stop deforestation. And again, like some of the other market mechanism, it's very hard to all of a sudden prove right now that you're stopping deforestation, and it sometimes provides perverse incentives to, for example, deforest all you can right now, so that in the future you can get massive amounts of money by just stopping the deforestation that you've initiated within a certain time frame. And so these discussions have been going on at the United Nations level, and we've been having a lot of difficulty within the past year in Mali trying to get Indigenous peoples organizations represented and our viewpoints represented with our concern about these plans. But there are going to be future negotiations, one coming up in Ghana, and they'll be continuing all these negotiations through Poland into Copenhagen of the different UN negotiations on climate change. And we're really hoping to have a lot better chance to influence the negotiations there about these plans. But the real threat about the World Bank plans is that they don't actually come from within the United Nations process. They sort of developed by the World Bank and are not beholden to the United Nations, which is the only way we can guarantee these funds will be democratically managed. And so that is one of the essential threats there, as well as the threat that the World Bank, of course, wants to become the one to control these funds once they actually get approved by the UN. And that's what they've actually been doing with some of the other market mechanism funds for climate change. They've been positioning themselves very explicitly to direct these funds, and that's actually one of the positions that they won in the recent negotiations in Bali.